They called me crazy. Not once, not twice, but every time I dared to dream bigger than what made people comfortable. They said, electric cars? That's stupid. Private rockets to Mars? Impossible. You're just a tech guy. You don't know how to build cars or rockets or tunnels. They were right about one thing. I didn't know, but I learned. See, I wasn't born into wealth despite what many assume. I was born in South Africa. I grew up reading books, dreaming of other worlds, building things, breaking them, and building them again. I moved to America because I believed this was the place where impossible things could still be done. But the truth? Nothing about my journey was easy. When I started Zip2, I slept on the floor of my office. No apartment, no luxury, just a computer, ramen noodles, and a dream. I sold it, made money. Then what? I bet everything on PayPal. Then got pushed out of the company I helped build. Painful? Yes. Did it stop me? No. Because here's the thing. When the world pushes you down, you have two choices. Stay down or stand up even stronger. I stood up. And I bet every last dollar I had on Tesla and SpaceX. Imagine that. Two companies, one trying to build electric cars in a world run by oil, the other trying to build reusable rockets when even governments failed at it. I had $180 million after PayPal. I invested $100 million into SpaceX, $70 million into Tesla, and $10 million into SolarCity. That's everything. I was left borrowing money to pay rent. And when SpaceX failed its first 3 launches, the world mocked me. News headlines called me a fool. Investors backed away. People whispered, he's finished. But I had one more launch left, one final shot before we had to shut it all down, and it worked. The rocket flew, NASA noticed, funding came in, Tesla survived, SpaceX survived, I survived. Not because I'm a genius, but because I didn't give up. People love to talk about the success. They see the cars, the rockets, the headlines, the billions. What they don't see are the nights I cried alone, the pressure, the fear, the moments I thought, maybe they're right, maybe I can't do this. But I always answered that voice with one thought. People say I take too many risks, but you know what's riskier? Living a life where you never try, a life where you silence your curiosity, a life where you let fear make your decisions. When I looked at the world, I didn't see it as it was, I saw it as it could be. When I looked at the world, I didn't see it as it was, I saw it as it could be. I didn't start Tesla to build a car, I started Tesla to prove that sustainable energy was possible and beautiful. I didn't start SpaceX just to build rockets, I did it because humanity needs a backup plan, a second home, a reason to dream again. People misunderstood me, they thought I was obsessed with space. But I'm obsessed with survival, with building a future that's worth living in. And trust me, building the future, it's not glamorous. It's waking up at 4 a.m., sleeping in factories, arguing with engineers, fixing problems at 2 a.m. because no one else will. It's hearing people laugh at your vision and pushing forward anyway. There were times I wanted to walk away. There were times when the stress was so intense I could barely breathe. But every time I reached my limit, I reminded myself, the people who changed the world, they're never the ones who followed the map, they're the ones who drew it. I don't care about titles, I don't care about being the richest man on earth. What matters to me is progress. Because if we don't try, we stay stuck. And I refuse to live in a world that settles. They said electric cars would never work. Now look around. They said rockets couldn't land themselves. Now they land and fly again. Cheaper, faster, smarter. They said Mars is a fantasy. Maybe it is, but all great things start as fantasies. Once flying was fantasy, so was electricity, so was the internet. But someone believed, someone tried. That's all I've ever done. And you listening to this, maybe you're not building rockets. Maybe you're just trying to get through today, trying to build your small business, trying to believe in your idea when no one else does. Let me tell you this, don't wait for the world to believe in you. Believe in yourself so much that the world has no choice but to catch up, because one day they'll call you a genius, but before that they'll call you crazy. And that's the moment you know you're on the right path. Most people think success is a straight line, like you wake up one day and suddenly you've made it. But success is messy. It's loops of failure, frustration, doubt, and then a small win. That small win is what you build on. I've been called arrogant, unrealistic, even insane. But let me ask you this. Is it arrogance to believe we can do better? Is it insane to want to give the next generation a cleaner planet? Is it unrealistic to believe humans can reach Mars when we once thought landing on the moon was impossible? I don't believe in limits. I believe in learning. People assume I knew how to build rockets before SpaceX. I didn't. I read books, I asked questions, I surrounded myself with people smarter than me, and I listened. If you want to do great things, you need to be okay with not knowing, with being the dumbest person in the room so you can grow. I failed more times than I've succeeded, but I never let failure define me. I let it refine me. That's the difference. Too many people stop after failing once, but failure is part of the process. Every rocket that exploded taught us how to build a better one. Every prototype that broke showed us where to improve. We didn't stop, and neither should you. Whether you're building a business, writing a book, raising a child, or learning a skill, you're going to mess up. People will question you, you'll question yourself. But here's what matters. Will you keep going anyway? The truth is, you don't need everyone to understand your journey. It's yours. Let them laugh, let them doubt, Let them call you crazy. Just don't let them stop you. Because one day when your idea changes lives, when your product works, when your dream becomes real, those same people will ask you, how did you do it? And you'll look back and smile because you'll know the truth. You didn't wait. You started, you struggled, and you never stopped. I was still building, still dreaming, still getting it wrong, still pushing forward. And if there's one message I want you to remember from my story, it's this. Don't aim to be like me. Aim to be relentless like me. Curious like me. Willing to fail like me. Because the world doesn't need more followers. It needs more people who believe that a better future is worth building, no matter the cost. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be brave. So next time someone says it's too hard, it's never been done, you're not qualified, I want you to smile and say, watch me, because history isn't written by those who stayed safe. It's written by those who dared to risk, to dream, to fail, and have been knocked down, laughed at, and underestimated. But I never let that become my identity, because you don't need permission to change the world. You need a decision, and that decision is yours. Don't wait for the perfect moment. There isn't one. Don't wait to feel fearless. You won't. Start with fear. Start with doubt. Start anyway. If I can build rockets without being a rocket scientist, if I can create electric cars without an auto industry background, then you can build your dream, whatever that is. You see, I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to remind you, you were not born to fit in. You were born to stand out. So take that idea you've buried in fear and bring it to life, because the world is waiting for what only you can create. And who knows, maybe one day, they'll call you crazy too. And when they do, just smile, because that's how every revolution begins.